What is going on, fellow Commanders? Welcome to the Commanding Caws Sports Show. We're going to talk this week about the AFC South. What are you looking forward to in this episode?
To see what we actually predict for the Titans.
But first, here's an intro video. All right, cool. So, like Chris said, we are going to look at how the Titans are doing this year. Because if you watched any of our previous videos, you'll know that we don't think they're going to be very good this year. Maybe a first overall pick contention team. But, yeah, just right off the bat, Chris, what do we want to say to our Commander fans out there regarding our last video that was released?
So the AFC West video came out, and we just want to say thank you guys for coming in and just smashing through those views, getting a bunch of likes, a bunch of subscribers. You guys are amazing. Just want to take our time to really thank you guys for that.
At the time of this recording, the NFC South video is not out yet. It is ready. It's going to be scheduled to come out here in a couple days. But yes, we're very humbled and thankful for all the views, and it feels awesome. And we love the comments. You know, we love the discussion. I had a Chargers fan who was really depressed that we put the Chargers so low, and I'm sorry to that person. We had someone else who just kind of laughed at the fact that we gave the Chiefs a perfect season, which, hey,
it's fair enough. I would laugh at somebody saying someone's going to go 17-0 too, so I get it.
Right.
We're just two guys talking about sports.
Yep. Man, people don't know we've known each other since middle school.
Yeah.
Anywho, and actually, you know what's funny is I actually went through my old middle school yearbooks just because something kind of triggered the thought to check through them the other day, and yeah, we looked pretty young there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had my bright mohawk sticking straight up.
Oh, when I first met you, I called you Mohawk Kid.
That's what a lot of people called me.
Yep. So, Chris, which team do you want to start out with here?
I think we start off with the Tennessee Titans and go ahead and rip off that Band-Aid.
Yeah, so you're going to be looking to the side here and kind of keeping score and tally of things, but I did go ahead and just pre-fill some of the stuff that we already had predicted based off of our previous videos, and so far the Titans, they've got a lot of red. Now, as a fan of a team, I understand if you watch this and you're a Titans fan and you're not happy, we're sorry, we're just trying to be realistic. You know, obviously I'm a Washington fan. This is the only Washington hat I have, otherwise I would have worn something else, but I have cautious optimism every year for the Commanders. I'll just leave it at that. So I know how it is to be a fan of a team that is not the best.
And I'm kind of spoiled. The Ravens have always been at least a consensus playoff merge, like right on the edge of being a borderline playoff team. So I'm a little spoiled when it comes to that, and I can admit that 100%. Titans and the Cardinals are probably my two weakest teams going into it. It's really, there's a lot of players I like on the teams themselves.
Derrick Henry is still a beast.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite current running back in the NFL. I just don't look for them to be good. But you had suck for luck, tank for Tua. So now you got to not win for Williams.
All right, so yeah, like you said, ripping the Band-Aid off. We're not really going to talk about the preseason. I mean, they could beat the Bears. I don't know. I feel like they might give Will Levis some time to shine. I feel so bad for Malik Willis. Just, I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Just throw him to the Wolves.
Yeah. Minnesota Vikings, I can see them losing that, and the Patriots.
I can see them beating the Patriots.
Yeah, okay, fair. But right off the bat, just from the first four games we already know the outcome of because we have talked about them before. They're losing to the Saints in New Orleans. They're losing to the Chargers at home. They're losing to the Browns in Cleveland, and they're losing to the Bengals in Nashville. I mean, they're all 1 o'clock games. Which of these do you think they're going to be the most competitive in?
So, to answer your question, I kind of think the Saints, Chargers, and Browns could be close games.
They'll be competitive, more so than against the Bengals.
I agree. I think the Bengals are going to cause a lot of trouble for them. Bengals are going to be a scary team for anyone that goes against them. That's just my personal opinion there. The Saints, because they're a newer team when it comes to them getting their new quarterback in, they got to kind of gel a little bit. Their defense is why I think the Saints is going to beat the Titans. I think the Saints have a better defense personally. Titans have a young defense, if I remember correctly. Derrick Henry's still going to be an animal. Would love for him to be a 2,000-yard rusher for this year. Have a good bright spot going into the next season. That'd be awesome for him. And who knows? We could be completely wrong, and the Titans could just come out of nowhere and just rush all over everybody.
I think their biggest problem is going to be quarterback.
Absolutely.
And their O-line. Yeah. Because the defense isn't terrible. I think Derrick Henry is great, but if you throw everything on him, it's just not going to work. But I agree. The Saints, the Chargers, the Browns, those... I mean, we're not going to go back and change our predictions for those. But I agree. We could be wrong in those three, but we feel pretty dang confident the Bengals are gonna roll them there. Now, the Colts. This is the first one we have not already picked.
So we got the Colts schedule here, and they're starting off against the Jaguars. How do you think that game's going to go?
I think the Jags are going to win this one very easily. I think it might be like a 2-3 score game. No offense, Colts fans, but you got Trevor Lawrence here with that glistening hair full of goodness. And yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for Jacksonville here.
I like to agree with that. I personally think that the Jaguars just have a great squad overall. Now going to the next one, that's another AFC South end division game. Do you think they're able to beat the Texans?
I mean, it's week 2. They're rested. Everyone's rested at this point. However, I think the Texans are going to be showing signs of improvement.
I think they will as well. I think if this was in Indy, I would go with the Colts here. But because it's in Texas, I think we go with Houston.
Yep, Houston. Now, we had the Ravens winning here. What about the Rams? That's a great discussion piece for when we do the NFC West.
Yeah, I think the Rams are better.
Well, if Matt Stafford isn't injured this year, and Aaron Donald, he's not retiring as far as I can tell, so I'd give the Rams the slight edge on this one.
I 100% agree. And also, the Rams could be one of those teams that just randomly comes out of nowhere this year. I don't know what it is about them, but they just kind of have that underdog mentality where they can come out of nowhere and actually win some games. I
will laugh if we get the Chiefs versus the Rams in the Super Bowl. Just saying.
I think I know the result of that. I don't know what's telling me, but I think the squad that goes 17-0 wins it.
Yeah. Now we had them winning against the Titans.
Yep.
I again think the Jags. They're going to. I'm sorry, unless like something amazing happens. It's
tough.
in Jacksonville.
It's in Jacksonville. I really think the Jags are just the better squad. And it just makes it kind of tough to pick against them. And I know we don't really have the greatest record for the Colts right now, but once again, it's another young squad that, in my opinion, is better than the Titans. But
we have them losing to the Browns, losing to the Saints and the Panthers.
Yeah. They're beating the Patriots.
You think so?
I think they're beating the Patriots. Just because the Patriots, I think, are a team that's not that great. If they win, like I said in the past, for the other teams, if they lost to the Patriots, it's got to be because of coaching. 100%.
Now, it's actually interesting because apparently, and this is just one article that I've seen a couple times over the past couple days, but apparently Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick are not on the best terms right now. Who knows what that means? But
ooh, I did not hear about that. That's interesting.
But I could see them, beating the Patriots. Then they got the bye week, and we lose them to the Buccaneers.
Yep.
I think
with them sweeping the Titans.
Well, no, we had the Titans beating the Colts here.
We did. So, we did. That was a mistype on my part, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I don't think the bye is going to help. I mean, they'll go if they beat the Patriots, they're going to be like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then,
maybe some false hope goes underneath them.
Yeah, but then we have them losing out the season, and then I don't know. They could beat the Texans here. It's at home, but honestly, I feel like they might be trying to tank at this point.
Just to get even better players. I can see that.
Go winless for Williams.
Well, they got Anthony Richardson, though, so I don't know if they'd try to go after another quarterback that fast. Now, I say that, but we all saw what Arizona did when it comes down to Kyler Murray and Josh Rosen.
Oh, yeah.
There were 10 mistakes before him or whatever he said, but he still got beat out.
I'll tell you right now, Anthony Richardson is better than Josh Rosen.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that. I mean, there was a reason that when I thought the Ravens weren't going to get Lamar, I wanted them to go after him. The dude looks like a beast. He has all the He reminds me of Josh Allen. He really does. I think Josh Allen was better coming out of college. I mean, he had more film on him. It's just he's got all of the weapons that you need for a prototypical quarterback nowadays.
Exactly. So, but this is the question though: do they beat the Texans here?
I think they beat the Texans in Indy.
Okay, we'll give them that. So they're what 3-14 here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, hey.
I mean, the good news from that is the next year, I think they're going to be a scary squad to go against. That's just me personally, depending on what they get in the draft.
Year, yeah.
The Colts are a young team. If they can make sure that offensive line stays healthy and really take care of and develop their quarterback versus just throwing him in there, and they lean on that run game. If they lean on that run game, I think they could actually win a couple more of these games. I could see them beating the Rams. I could see them beating the Buccaneers. I could see them sweeping the Titans. It's very possible. Same with the Falcons and the Raiders. It just could happen. Yeah, it's just they gotta. I don't have hope for people not throwing their young quarterbacks to the wolves.
Mm-hmm. And I just think that Jim Irsay would do that. So
I 100% agree.
So going over, let's go to the Texans here. Let's save the best for last, and I mean that in the terms of division. But so we have the Texans. They're going to lose to the Ravens. We think they're going to lose pretty handily to the Ravens.
Yep.
But the Colts, then we have the Texans beating the Colts because it's a home game. I don't think the Jags are going to lose to the Texans here, to be honest with you.
Is it in Houston? No. If it was in Houston this early in the season, I would say yes. But I think the Jaguars beat them here pretty handily.
I don't know if it's necessarily like the most handily. I think they could put up more of a fight than people are thinking. Personally,
I can see that happening, especially with who is it that they got on edge? Was it Will Anderson?
Yes.
Kid's a monster. I can honestly see that being a big factor into this. They can get after Trevor Lawrence and make him make some mistakes early. It is possible. But overall, on paper, that's what I'm kind of going off of here. Jacksonville's a better squad.
Yeah, we're not like looking at every single play and looking at percentages, and we're not looking at like completion rate. Like that stuff, yes, obviously is important, but I don't have the attention span nor the desire to like look at every single little statistic. Just FYI, this is a lot of just
gut reactions.
It's gut reaction. A lot of it's based on how they performed last year, how they did after the draft, kind of just what the overall expectations are. So just take with that what you will. But we have them losing to the Steelers and the Falcons. Not going to change those picks.
Haven't beaten the Saints, though.
Yeah, that could be a hard-fought battle, but they could beat the Saints. And then they get the bye. They lose to the Panthers, the Bucks, and the Bengals, which honestly, the Panthers and the Bucks, that could be flipped, depending. But
I 100% agree with that. Here. Cardinals are the same as the Titans, so...
I say give the Texans the W here.
I agree with you, good sir.
Now... let me ask you, could potentially they upset the Jags here? I think on paper, no, but stranger things have happened any given Sunday.
They just beat the Cardinals pretty handily. They play 3 games at home. So, I mean, not much travel. Who did the Jags play the week before? Let me just kind of look at that really quick.
I mean, beating the Cardinals at home... the Jags the week before are playing
the Titans.
Well, okay, then I would say probably give this to the Jags then because if they're beating the Titans,
they're gonna be kind of ready to go.
Yeah,
probably well rested. Don't have all their starters in for these games. They're gonna be fighting for playoff positioning at this point, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So sorry, Texans. The Jags are winning this one.
Yep.
All right. Now the Broncos are gonna win that next game. The Jets. This could be a coin flip, depending.
It could be because we don't know how Aaron Rodgers is going to mesh with the team. Is it going to be like Russell Wilson and the Broncos? Or...
got Nathaniel Hackett and Robert Saleh. I think those are going to be the big difference makers. Obviously, Nathaniel Hackett showed he can't be a head coach. Robert Saleh is a decent head coach, but Nathaniel Hackett did work well with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't do really well without him last year, so I don't know if we give the Jets this one or the Texans. What do you think? We can flip a coin.
I think we give it to the Jets here. Main reason being is that defense. That defense is nasty, and if they get after the young quarterback, it's gonna.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner. Yep.
Sauce Gardner's gonna cause some issues. I mean, they have a good front seven as well.
Sauce Gardner versus Will Anderson.
Oh,
Just on the defense.
Okay. Sauce Gardner, hands down.
Okay.
And let me phrase that. Will Anderson can come out and just shock all of us and see how he actually does. But I think Sauce has the chance
for the defense.
Yeah, has a chance to be a generational type talent based off of his first season. So we'll have to see how this goes.
And the Texans are going to lose to the Jets, the Titans, and the Browns. Then they beat they beat the Titans, and then they lose to the Colts. So that is a 4-13.
Yeah, so a 4-13 team, like you're saying. Hey, it's 2, 3, 4. All of them are going up and leading up to the big boy, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I will say, I mean, this division, the schedule is not favorable.
No, not at all. This looks like a tough. Even for the Jaguars, this looks like it's going to be a tough schedule.
They could beat the Titans. They could beat the Broncos. They could beat the Bucks. But at the top, I'm saying like 7-9.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh wait, no, that would be 7-10. Yeah,
so. I know what you meant.
All right, so going over to our boy T-Law, who, by the way, threw 4 interceptions in that game against the Chargers before the Chargers shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
that's something to keep notice of. But he did okay next week. I think he threw well. I think his receivers weren't really the best against Kansas City, and the defense weren't that good. But we have them winning against the Colts, losing against the Chiefs, beating the Texans, beating the Falcons, the Bills. Now, we've been saying the Bills might regress. I honestly think Josh Allen is regressing a little bit, and I don't even know, is Stephon Diggs still with them, or he get cut? Because I know there's some drama still going on with that.
Oh, I would just ignore. That's all off-season noise. Someone just trying to create a story, I think, for nothing.
Okay, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, no, I don't either. It's just that's kind of the vibes I get from that, is that it just seems like people were trying to make noise about some stuff. I think he had stuff going on. I do agree with you, though. This is where I think this might be an upset. I think the Jaguars beat the Bills here.
Really? Okay. I can see it.
I think the Bills are a heck of a squad. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL. Jaguars are a good up-and-coming squad, and they got something to prove. I think this is a team that they prove it against.
Sure. You have them beating the Colts, and at that point, they're going to be 5-1. Now, the Saints, that's going to be a really hard-fought battle, but we have the Saints edging them out here.
We have the Saints as a upset win here. The reason being is that I think the Saints could actually... The matchup. I think that they can run on the Jaguars a little bit. I really think the 1-2 punch of Alvin Kamara, if he's still in, I know he's got stuff going on in the background, and Jamal Williams is going to be a really good dynamic backfield. So I personally think that they are the difference makers here. This game could go completely different. I know we said that they could beat the Bills, and the Bills are a much better squad than the Saints, but it's an upset. It does happen.
Now the Steelers, I think that Kenny Pickett is going to be doing a lot better, and yeah, Najee Harris, I don't know. But then they have the bye. The 49ers, again, that's another team I look to regress, but what do you think here?
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a team that starts to regress, and we don't know who's quarterback for them right now by this point. So I think the Jaguars walk away with a W. Hard-fought battle because that defense is nasty, and if they keep adding to it, which I've heard rumors that they might add another piece to it, could be dangerous.
Deebo Samuel's still with them, right?
Correct.
Okay. I think as long as he's there and he's happy, they have a chance. But again, I think they're going to regress primarily because of the quarterback situation. I think him and Jimmy G were a good combo that nobody really gave much mind to.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. All right, then we have them beating the Titans, the Texans. They're going to lose to the Bengals. No question marks there from me. They can beat the Browns. The Ravens will be a hard-fought game. If the Ravens walk away with the W, I wouldn't be upset, obviously. But,
yeah.
But then they beat the Bucks, they beat the Panthers, and I think they beat the Titans. And what are we looking at here? They're going to be like a 13-4.
Yeah, 13-4 squad. I could see him being better than that. I could see him being a game or two worse than that. Not too much farther than that.
Watch the Saints and the Ravens watching that switch where they win against the Saints but lose against the Ravens.
So we have them going 13-4 for the season.
Now, do we think that they've gotten a wild card spot picked up at the last couple weeks, so they just do their backups for the last 3 weeks? Do you think against the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Titans?
It could happen. They could throw in some backups if they've already got it clinched. If they've got the division clinched, which by this point they would definitely have the division clinched. They might have backups in, but they could be trying to go after that number 1 overall spot. So it could kind of go either way. They could really be trying to fight here, and those teams could really be trying to tank here. Like, no, you win. No, you win.
It's like, yeah, no, I insist. But I mean, this is a shorter episode because we got so much already filled in. But general consensus, the Jags are going to be 13-4. You know, they might improve. Who knows, based off of last year. But the Titans are going to be looking for a number 1 pick contention. The Texans, I think, as long as they just, I mean, they'll probably be looking to build their offense next draft, but they'll be doing better next year after this. Same thing with the Colts. I think the Colts, well, you put it a little bit better a few minutes ago.
If they just develop who they have and they don't throw Anthony Richardson to the Wolves, I think they'll be a good squad. It's just they have to make sure they develop and not tank their opportunity to make this a good quarterback.
I agree. But what do you all think? I mean, this is a division that has a lot of question marks, but I feel like the general consensus is this. I mean, let us know in the comments, you know, be respectful to your fellow NFL fans out there. You know, if we got a Titans fan who's upset, no offense to you. Just trying to be fair here. And it's football, man. Any given Sunday. Let's see the Titans. Potentially they go undefeated. It could happen. There is a prediction out there.
I don't see that happening, but if they did and someone bet on it, I think we would know one more millionaire in the world.
Right. But yeah, and to all those out there who are watching this, again, we really thank you for taking the time to watch our channel. Go ahead and please hit the subscribe button. That really does help us out. Like our video, comment what you think. We love the interaction, so, you know, definitely join the Commanding Caws Crew and, yeah, be a fellow Commander with us.
And just to go back on what Dan's saying there, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are amazing. We know this was a shorter video. We're going to get more content coming out to you guys here soon. If you would like to see a certain topic talked about, let us know in the comments, and maybe we'll talk about it in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support.
We do have some video plans for when the season actually starts. You're going to be seeing a lot more of us, I think. So
yeah, I think I'm going to be streaming some of the games as well when it comes to the Ravens. And you won't be able to see the screens, of course, but you'll be able to see my personal reactions to it. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. If you want to see both of us reacting to it, we'll find a way. Don't know how we do it, but we'd find a way.
If we do, you're going to see me laying on my couch. So I like to be comfortable watching the Commanders because it's such a heart attack every week.
That's fair. You just got to lay there and just...
breathe.
And you'll see me just like this.
Yep.
I'll be just like this with the game pulled up right here.
Right? Yeah, but we'll definitely do our recaps. And again, hit that subscribe button. We love each and every one of you, even if you know, you're a fan of an opposing team. We love you all.
See you guys.